iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, it's Waiver Wire Wednesday. I'm going to give you some guys. We'll talk about how much to pay, things like that. I was hoping to do this on a YouTube live stream, but I couldn't get it to figure out. But I will get it for you at some point next week. We'll try to do it on a YouTube live stream, so we'll do it that way. And maybe I'll even do my visionary picks for that later this week. All right, at quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Yes, you want him. He's worth it. You want to pay for him. He's got uncanny accuracy. He's got this aggressive nature. He's willing to throw the ball. That pass he threw to Jarvis Landry that hit Landry basically in the helmet was all I needed to see. I am really on board with Baker Mayfield. You're going to have to pay up, and it will be worth it because he's probably going to be one of the top backups you could have in fantasy football. So I am in on Baker Mayfield. 2, Josh Rosen. The Sam Bradford nightmare is over, and that was a nightmare, by the way. I like Josh Rosen. I think he's going to struggle. I do. I think there are going to be times that he's going to struggle, but that's okay. He's a very smart, cerebral, great quarterback with a great throwing motion, and it's just going to take him some time. He's going to have some good games and some bad games. I like him on DK. He could have like 3x, no doubt. But at the same time, can he hurt you? Well, maybe he can hurt you in respect of he throws a lot of picks, but he will get better. He will get better. This is the type of kid that will improve. I like him. CJ Beathard. Now, I know when you think of the name CJ Beathard, you want to vomit, but don't. Remember, he was Kyle Shanahan's hand-picked guy last year at the draft. Shanahan looked at him and said, "You're my guy, CJ." CJ's very mobile. He's got a decent enough arm. And he also was pretty good on DraftKings last year. Mike Rathburn sent out a thing that he was like over 3.3x 4 out of 6 games last year. So that just tells me that he's better than you think he is. Ryan Tannehill. Just play Tannehill. Look, Scott Atkins has been on the Miami Dolphins train for a long time now. He said they're going to be better, and you know what? Maybe they will be. Maybe they will be better. I just don't see a big day from Tannehill. I think at the end of the day that Adam Gase does not want to throw 38 times. He wants to throw 28 times, which limits the upside for Tannehill. So, yes, bid on him. I don't love him. I like him. Josh Allen, interesting. Going to be a lot of garbage time there. He's getting more and more confident with each passing week. I kind of like what I'm seeing there. The dude goes into Minnesota and wins the game. Now, he didn't have a great fantasy game, but I think great fantasy games are coming. The problem is his skill players around him stink. All right, let's look at running back. I'll give you 3 here. Nyheim Hines. They are starting to use Hines. I had liked him to be a top 40 running back before the season started. I think he's better than Darren Sproles. I do. He's a little bigger, a little stronger. Maybe not as quick and fast, but he's pretty darn good. I think they have to get him the ball more. I think they have to use him out of the backfield more. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens when Marlon Mack is healthy. I don't know that yet, but I know that I want to put Nyheim Hines on my PPR radar. Wayne Gallman. Wayne Gallman is interesting. If you're one of those guys who likes to vulture somebody else's backup, if somebody else has Saquon Barkley and they don't have Wayne Gallman, that's a mistake. Wayne Gallman could be a pretty darn good player if Saquon Barkley were out, right? If Barkley were out, I think Gallman would be pretty solid and a guy that I certainly would be starting. So, stash and cash Wayne Gallman. Simple as that. How about a name that I can't believe is coming out of my mouth? Frank Gore. I literally want to vomit when I say the name Frank Gore. In fact, I feel it coming out right now. Hold on. All right, it's gone. But Adam Gase is going to give the ball to Frank Gore 8 to 12 times a game. 8 to 12 times a game. If they're winning, Frank Gore gets the football. If they're losing, he still gets the football because they want to give Kenyon Drake a break. So Frank Gore in a standard league has a little more value than you thought than when you woke up this morning. I'm not saying I love Frank Gore. I'm just saying in a deep league, he's rosterable. All right, I'm going to go to tight end first, and then I'll work my way back to wide receiver. At tight end, Dallas Goedert. I love this guy at the draft. He was my 20th round pick in every league, and I stand by the reason why, because Carson Wentz throws to his tight ends. Goedert had 7 targets. And I look at it this way. Not only does Goedert have merit on his own, he does. But if Zach Ertz should go out for any length of time, boom, Dallas Goedert is a top 5 tight end. I will argue that against anybody. He is really good. And now with Evan Engram out for 4 weeks, Goedert is looking even better. So I'm just throwing it out there. I like Goedert. Now, speaking of Evan Engram, he's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks with a sprained MCL. Rhett Ellison will be the Giants' starting tight end. Not Rhett Butler, Rhett Ellison. Do I like him? No, I don't really like him. But he could be productive this week. So let's take a look at Rhett Ellison. And finally, Vance McDonald. Vance McDonald, certainly a guy that Ben Roethlisberger loves throwing to his tight ends. You know he loves throwing to his tight ends. So Vance McDonald and Jesse James both play. McDonald is a better receiver. James is a better blocker. McDonald plays. All right, 2 big pieces of information here. I mentioned Evan Engram missing 2 to 4 weeks. Rex Burkhead goes to the IR. Kenyon Barner was signed. Neck injury, serious. He is possibly shut down for the season. That's the news I have out of 12:15 today. Also, Marvin Lewis, very optimistic on A.J. Green's return. Very optimistic. I think he plays. All right. Speaking of receivers, let me give you 5 guys I like. 5 guys on my radar this week. Firstly, if you don't have Calvin Ridley by now, I don't know what's up with you. What is going on in your brain? Calvin Ridley is the perfect complement to Julio Jones-Roto. He's fast. He gets behind defenses. He runs good routes. He is top of the line. If he's out there, please, I don't know why you didn't draft him. And I should have drafted him in more leagues in Vegas. I got him in 2. I should have had him in 5. I should have. My mistake. After that first Thursday night game, nobody wanted him. How stupid were we? Oh, he's not very good. He only had 1 target. Yeah, how good is he? Watch him last week. Watch the video. How about Tyler Boyd? We've been talking about Tyler Boyd for weeks now. Weeks. Well, you've got Green, you've got Ross, you've got Boyd. That's it. So is he not going to get 7 to 8 targets a week? He should, especially if the Bengals are playing from behind and especially with Joe Mixon out. With Joe Mixon out and Giovanni Bernard in, they have to throw the ball more. This is not hard. You can do this. Think of this analysis. Mixon out. Bernard plays. Bernard, not the biggest guy. Bernard could only get 15 touches. Where do the rest of the touches come from? The receivers. Boom. You could do that. Come on, think this through with me. That's how we win fantasy leagues together, you and I. DJ Moore. Bye week for the Panthers this week. People won't pick up Moore. Maybe they'll drop DJ Moore. This is when I want you to get DJ Moore. Jarius Wright is crap. He's crap on a stick. DJ Moore is a really good player. And he will get better as the season goes on. Do I like Cam Newton? I despise Cam Newton. You know I despise Cam Newton. But I don't think even Cam Newton can't screw up DJ Moore. He's that good a player. And when he gets the opportunity, he will shine. He will shine. Keep him on your radar if he gets dropped this week. Christian Kirk. With Josh Rosen as the new starter, what happens with Christian Kirk? I think that he ends up being a very involved part of this offense. Larry Fitzgerald did not have many targets last week. Kirk led the team in targets. Rosen is going to key in on one receiver. It may be Fitzgerald, but if it's not, it's going to be Kirk. It's a 50-50 option. So I'm hoping that if it's Kirk, Kirk's value goes through the roof. If he's available in your league, get him right now. Right now. Finally, James Washington. The Steelers are a mess. Antonio Brown's not happy. Bell's not signed. Who knows what's going to happen there? Maybe Brown gets quote-unquote hurt. I don't know. Maybe Juju's tired of catching 75 passes a game. If one of those two guys gets hurt, I don't think it's Justin Hunter. I think it's James Washington who gets the role. Remember, how do we win in fantasy football leagues? Well, the first way is we draft a great team. Secondly is we have good depth. And third, we take a shot on players who can get better. Right? And what I'm saying is here, in this case, Washington could get a lot better as the season goes on. A lot. If he gets an opportunity, he's going to run with it. Look at the guys I've given you. Gallman, Goddard, Washington, Moore. Give them an ability, they can run. And when they run, you know what happens? Your fantasy team runs to a title. That's how we do it, Scout Fantasy Sports. All right, but it's time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Remember, check out scoutdfs.com, all right, for all the best needs in DFS and our optimizer. We had a big week this time last year. This was our killer week when we had Deshaun Watson, and you know that Dr. Roto was the first guy on that. Don't you remember that? I told you Deshaun Watson. ScoutDFS.com. Win your money this week. Win. Okay? Come to ScoutDFS.com. Next, ScoutFantasySports.com. Please be there. Please be there with us. And finally, tonight, I'm filling in for Adam Ronis on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network from 7 to 8 p.m. And you know it's going to be a good time. All right, but time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back tomorrow with more. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!